má bínú ẹ má bínú ẹ̀yin yẹn wa wàláì mo mọ̀ pé kò sí sound níbẹ̀ ẹ má mo release ọdún lákúlẹ̀jà láti 27 minutes ok bí àyìn lọ ṣe ń pè mí ẹ kó yẹ kí èèyàn máa ní sùúrù mo rántí yọ máìkì kúrò lára ẹ má bínú mo apologize ẹ̀gbọ́n mi tó ní ages ẹ̀yin dẹ̀ wà ń bẹ̀ náà ẹ sọ pé kò sí sound that is the backup nìyẹn o Koikimedia backup àwọn tó wà lórí Facebook gan náà kí ló dé àwọn tó wà lórí Facebook sọ̀rọ̀ látẹ̀ǹkan Mr. Ọlájídé ẹ̀yin dẹ̀ wà ń bẹ̀ lẹ́ǹkan mo rẹ̀ ka kọ́mẹ̀ntì yẹn sọ pé ẹ̀gbọ́n kan tí mò ń sọ at least mo kíyàn méjì lórí bíbá yìí náà mo kí Mr. Wasiu Tiamiu mo kí Mr. Ọlájídé Ezekiel wọ́n rẹ̀ sọ pé àwọn ògbọ́n tí mò ń sọ ẹ má bínú ẹ̀ táwa lórí kìíní because software ni mo fi ń stream ní bíbá yìí so yẹ kí n release ṣe rí i pé kò easy so bí ṣe go live mo wà nínú software yẹn mọ́ mo kàn ń wo comment lẹ́yìn ni ẹ má bínú Mr. Shakil so the sound is back but almost 27 minutes how come I wonder pé ọ̀bọ̀ yìí kàn ń sọ̀rọ̀ lọ níta ló ń bá sọ̀rọ̀ whereas I have other platforms mélòó mo operate yàtọ̀ sí laptop méjì ló ń run laptop méjì ni phone mẹ́ta 1 2 3 4 ẹ ṣé gan ni Mr. Shakil I wouldn't have known that we are not audible mi ò rí kọ́mẹ́ǹtì èmi ò rí kọ́mẹ́ǹtì yẹn yeah sound yẹn ti padà nísìn but nígbà tá a bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní 27 minutes ago kò sí audio rárá ń bẹ̀ ní tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ni pé bí ṣe go live lórí ẹ̀ ó yẹ kí n release mic yẹn mo release ẹ̀ ní tó ṣẹlẹ̀ nìyẹn but it's fine now kò easy náà kò ń ṣẹ́yìn tẹ́wà lórí WD Amauche èèyàn ti gbowó ṣá Biafra no going back alẹ́pàá bí ṣúgà ni àwọn àtàwọn Biafra gbogbo mídíà láti gbogbo Florida Easy Miami èèyàn ti gbowó ṣá èèyàn ti Koikimedia mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí at least all the sound is working everything is good now ẹ má bínú mo apologize lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí I got carried away I didn't say it mo tẹ̀lé sọ mo tẹ̀ mọ̀ pé kò wà on but everything is good now kẹ́kẹ́ of course brother mi dáadáa ṣàlàfíà lẹ́wà sá àṣeyọrí ni tiwa wàláì okay x yẹn náà wà on ọwọ́ mi gbọ́dọ̀ tún gbà yẹn ni because mo make sure pé yẹn wà on tẹ́lẹ̀ náà ẹ ṣé gan ni Mr. Shakil wọ́n fi freeze voice mi ni it just happens sometimes freedom ni all the way Sherry what I'm happy about is that ẹ ṣé gan ni good evening ẹ ṣé gan brother mi lẹ́ẹ̀kan for calling attention that's what we need you to do you know ó dàbí ní wíìkì náà kan ni mo sọ fún yín mo ti parí program mo rántí switch off Twitter space Ọlákúnlé ló send message mi pé Koiki kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ you are still live on Twitter àwọn dẹ́mọ̀ pé o ti pa gbogbo program. One thing we've been able to do in this new era tó ń ṣàwọn bàbá àwọn tí I mean ọ gbìyànjú tí wọn let's be honest àwọn tó ń béèrè fún restructure àwọn Afẹ́nifẹ́re they tried by asking for restructuring but they failed to get the restructuring. Mo kí Mr. Toriola Olúwaṣeun Mr. Adébánjọ ní ayé Nàìjíríà ti bàjẹ́ pátápátá àwọn Yorùbá kẹ́mùkẹ́mù tẹ́ bá rí àwọn èèyàn ṣe attack mi lórí péjì mi mo ní kò ní da fún Nàìjíríà it no go better for Nàìjíríà lórúkọ Jésù Kristi àwọn èèyàn bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń tà attack mi àwọn wèrè àwọn ìpara tèmi ti yí bí pọ̀nmọ́ ara mi yí bí tínkó ta ló mọ ẹmọ pọ̀ tínkó kò sí nǹkan tẹ́lẹ̀ sọ tí máa dá yín lò èmi mo kúkú ní péjì mi mo dẹ̀ like tó ń pè ní block button BLOCK. Block. ọmọ àlè wà wá sórí péjì wà sọ wà máa sàn tèmi máa post sórí péjì ó jẹ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí péjì dádì ẹ̀ ọmọ àkẹ́ àwọn wèrè àti ìyá àti obìnrin àti ọkùnrin gbogbo wọn jẹ́ bá ra àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá àmọ́ pa àwọn èèyàn tẹ̀ ń ṣe Yorùbá náà àmà uche you go tell me say you dey follow me since 2020 I know mo mọ àwọn tájọ bẹ̀rẹ̀ mo mọ àwọn tó jọyìn láàrin méjì mo dẹ̀ mọ àwọn tó ti padà tó lọ bá onítìrì ó ní brother mi kan ní Texas Adékúnlé lórúkọ ẹ̀ I'm sure kò ń wò mí báyìí I'm sure sometimes ó máa sneak á máa wò mí highly disappointed in him well educated man family man tẹ̀lé onítìrì lọ unbelievable and he lives in America bàbá kan náà wà ń bẹ Daddy Sam tẹ̀lé onítìrì lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni tí ń kọ ẹran yíyí ara mi yí ìbàjẹ́ kò sí nǹkan tẹ́sán sí mi tí mo ní ara yín lò lórí péjì mi bẹ́ẹ̀ ni during the COVID what we have been able to achieve is that we have destroyed all the lies of the politicians. I have a video I'm going to show you in a minute. Found to a lorry software, Harry, but I might just play it as an audio. A new interview tí Rotimi Amechi Grant pẹ̀lú DW Africa. DW is like a German channel. Mo mọ kí ni full meaning here, but I can check out. Excuse me. They are called DW. Ó ṣe interview yẹn ni DW. German kinini. Yeah, DW news and current affairs from Germany and around the world, just like Koikimedia. But what is the full meaning? Deutsche Welle. Okay, is a German public state-owned international broadcast funded by German federal tax budget, just like BBC. The reason why all these channels are like very powerful is because funding is coming. They have nice equipment, nice studio. Who is paying for it? Tax. Our government Yoruba need pay for me when we get to Yoruba land. I will have to source for my own money to fund my media channel. But Yoruba will have their own Yoruba state-owned. Ìjẹta mo ń wẹ́ tí mo kàn jókòó síbí báyìí ó pop up lórí YouTube and I was watching what they were saying there. I watched it for about almost 30, 35, 40 minutes. You realize that even the standard is analog. Yeah, that is a German station based also in every country. It's just like BBC. BBC is everywhere. Mo kí wọn sí ìyá mi dáadáa Beauty Amokpe Daddy nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ àtàwọn ọmọ. So when you see all these network ẹ kálẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ yín ẹ káàárọ̀ lọ́dọ̀ tiwa aago méjì ó kọjá ìṣẹ́jú márùn-ún ẹ ṣé gan ni láti Yankee bàbá wa Dairo ṣé bàbá wa nàbí ìyá wa Abe Dairo I think is a name is a male ẹ bá ń kí dádì dáadáa. So I could play a little bit of kíni Rotimi Amechi sọ nígbà tó interview ẹ̀ bọ̀ mọ́ ń bọ̀. Ó ní grandma kan ní America. Grandma làwọn bọ̀ ó tún wá ní grandma màmá tó bí wọn. She's around 80 plus. Wọ́n náà máa ń sọ fún wọn nínú ilé pé Koiki ni kọ́ bá wọn fi gbèsè. Koiki ẹ bá mi gbá Koiki mo fi gbọ́. You know. So wọ́n pè mí ní last ní ìjẹta kọ́ ni láti America. Wọ́n ní àwọn rí program mi wò ẹ mọ̀ pé torí Koikimedia yẹn has been suspended for 2 weeks. Ó dà pé 2 weeks yẹn ò tí ì pé. Mr. Wasiu Taiwo Mr. Wasiu Tiyami mo kí ẹ káàárọ̀. So mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin àgbàlagbà tí ẹ ń fara da ìrìn àjò yìí kò ní pẹ́ mọ́ kù díẹ̀. mo ní mọ́mì wa kan náà grandma kan náà pè mí láti Èkìtì lánàá 85 years old wọ́n ní gbogbo owó àwọn làwọn fi ń ra data 85. I was forced to call Professor Akitoye pé kó bá mi kí wọn, and she's partially blind. Okay, ìyá ẹ ṣé gan ni ìyá mi Dáìró, ẹ ṣé gan, ẹ má bínú. Okay, she's 85 years old. She called me from Ekiti yesterday, and she's been part of the movement for as much as she can remember. She called me at about 1727. Ìyàwó bàbá Akitoye tó ṣaláìsí kọ́lọ́n fọ́run kẹ́ mọ́mì wa, wọ́n kọ́ woman yẹn ní school ní Christ Apostolic ní Adó Èkìtì. Ẹ wá gbọ́ nǹkan tí grandma yìí sọ, gbogbo ẹ̀kọ́ ni mo lè sọ jáde. Mo wonder pé irú spirit wo ló wà lára àwọn ìyá yìí. Nàìjíríà ti bà nǹkan jẹ́ gan. Nàìjíríà ó slow progression ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Nigeria ó slow the progression of Yoruba land. I hope mo ní láti charge laptop, if not I might end up running out of juice. Mo dẹ̀ sí ní Nigeria, so eléyìí tí mo fi ń ṣe program bíbá though ó ṣì ní enough juice, but tó bá yá máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí sọ pé juice yẹn ti ń lọlẹ̀. Iná náà ló ń jẹ́ gbogbo tí mo tàn sílẹ̀ iná náà ni, kọ́nà kó ṣàánú tó mọ́ bọ̀. So when our grandmother like that are calling us, ẹ ṣé gan ni ìyá wa Dáìró, mo kì í mà, tó ń sọ fún wa pé ká má give up. I can say what she has said. She says we must fight till we achieve this Yoruba country. Ìyá 85 years old sọ fún ọmọ 40 pé ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ jà láti fi gbà ní. Gbogbo tó bá gbà ní kẹ́ fún. She's 85. Àwọn lè má lè jáde nígbà tí rally bá dé because àgbà ti dé, but wọ́n náà máa wà nínú ilé, àwọn á máa ṣe gbogbo tó bá tọ́ tó bá yẹ láti inú ilé. Nigeria's slow progression wà gan. Tó bá yẹ pé a sí nínú Nigeria ni Elédùmarè ló mọ ibi tá a bá wà lénìí, but kò tí late. Sàmá sọ́ńtà méjì sọ nísìnyí jẹ́ charge laptop yìí. Ẹ bá like ṣòkòtò tí mo wọ̀ yìí náà, ṣẹ̀rí ṣòkòtò ẹni ṣe má bínú, gbogbo ẹ ti dàrú. Ẹ má bínú. Mo like ṣòkòtò yìí. Ṣẹ̀rí, very nice. Mo ṣẹ̀ mọ́ àwọn ilé dé láti Africa. Èyí tí màá máa fi wọ jumpsuit tàbí kí la máa ń wọ̀ labroad yẹn. Ó tún ní ó ní àpò ní bíbá. Tẹ̀lé bá like something like this, ó tún wá láwọn okùn dọ́gọ́rọ́ tó fẹ́ wọ́n ní new style nìyẹn. Ẹ kàn sí mi, màá fún yín ní contact ẹni tó ń ránṣọ Koikimedia. Tẹ́yìn náà máa gbádùn. Ẹ lè lọ sórí page wọn lórí Instagram. Ẹ rí àwọn iṣẹ́ tó ti ṣe síbẹ̀. Ẹ máa béèrè pé ọmọ Yorùbá ló ń ṣiṣẹ́ báyìí. Àwọn náà ń wá Versace, à ń wá Gabbana. Nigeria ló slow wa down. Wallahi. Ìlú yẹn ò ṣèlú rárá. Kò ń ṣe country. Mo kẹ́yìn yan wa lọ́tún lọ́sì ní gbogbo ibi tẹ́ wà. Ọba Elédùmarè ò ní fi wá sílẹ̀. So ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ gbọ́n tí Rotimi Amechi sọ nípa Tinubu. Olórí burúkú làwọn politician ọlọ́ọ̀ wọn ní ṣoríire. They are all the same. Rotimi Amechi máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ straight. So bí ṣe sọ, it was on the network of DW, which is a German state-owned international broadcast, the African section of the. So màá kàn play láti bíbá. mo ṣe rí náà lálẹ́ yìí ni òun lélẹ̀ Amechi ká jẹ́ ká advert yẹn lọ politicians. Ex-governor of Rivers State Amechi fought Tinubu mo ti gbọ́ tẹ́lẹ̀ bí 11 minutes ni so a máa rewind it. Ex-governor of Rivers State Amechi fought Tinubu over state of emergency. Ìyàwó Dáìró ní kọ́lọ́n bá wa kẹ́ bàbá Kítóyè àti olóyè àtàwọn fámìlì wọn. Ẹ já gbọ́n tí Amechi sọ.
For joining us here on DW Africa Link. Today we are honored to have the former governor of Rivers State, Rotimi Chibuike Amechi. He was also once a Speaker of the National Assembly in Rivers State. Now, Governor, thank you so much and welcome. But we see that you were born in Rivers State and your state seemed to be burning. What's happening in Rivers State?
Okay, so the fight between the former governor of Rivers State and the FCT minister and the current governor is about sharing money. If not, what's the point?
Did you hear that? ẹ tún yẹ ká tún jọ gbọ́ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí mo kí èèyàn wa ẹ bá mi gbọ́ wọlé ṣe àbọ̀tì ẹjọ́ torí Ọlọ́run politicians ẹ ká gbọ́ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí.
Thank you so much for joining us here on DW Africa Link. Today we are honored to.
ṣe àwọn kan mo sọ fún yín pé international platform yìí ní bíbá ẹ bá ti lọ sí gbogbo àwọn platform tó kù tẹkọ̀ fi mọ bí nǹkan ṣe ń lọ ní around the world tẹ bá ti dọ́dọ̀ tèmi èmi á sọ fún yín màá gbé yín débẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ àjọ gbọ́ lẹ́ǹkan sí.
The former governor of Rivers State, Rotimi Chibuike Amechi. He was also once a Speaker of the National Assembly in Rivers State. Now, Governor, thank you so much and welcome. But we see that you were born in Rivers State and your state seemed to be burning. What's happening in Rivers State?
Okay, so the fight between the former governor of Rivers State and the FCT minister and the current governor is about sharing money. If not, what's the point? Nigerians, I don't dislike corruption again. Because I've not seen anybody on the street shouting about what is the point. Can both of them speak to the public and tell us what the point is about? And then we are now denied democracy. So the Rivers State is the only state in the country that can practice democracy. They've imposed a military rule on us. Secondly, is the fact that the president acted outside the constitution. Section 188.
Shut up. Constitution is not a Buhari law. About a constitution, criminals. They're all the same. They're all the same. It's all about sharing money. It's not process ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn. Ìjà tó ń jà nísìnyí is not for the interest of the citizen, aráàlú. Kò ń ṣe torí aráàlú. They are not fighting because of the citizen. They are not fighting because of the citizen. It's because of sharing the revenue. Tinubu is so determined to take Rivers State by all means. Rivers State, owó tó ń jáde níbẹ̀ kò ń ṣe owó kékeré. It's a huge amount of money, just like Lagos State. Kò kọ̀ tó Lagos State ní but. That's all I just wanted to hear. We don't need to hear all other constitution. Which constitution is it talking about? Which part of the constitution is it talking about that we want to believe? They're all criminals. Let's look at the topic. We are live on the Backup YouTube channel. Don't be the Koikimedia Backup. We are live on OLAYOMI KOIKI. So there is no way you will not know that we are live. We're trying. Ashemo started late, no. I didn't start the OLAYOMI KOIKI. I must have forgot about that. I didn't start it. Start. Not to start it, I think it should be live now. It's live, Nisi. I should catch up. The reason why we are going live on all this is especially because there's a lot of interruption on the channel. There's a suspension going on the Koikimedia, which has over 50-something thousand followers. So we're going live on all these channels so that many people will be able to pick and say, okay, at least we're still live. And along the line, when the main channel comes back, we'll be okay. Let's look at the topic. Let's start the program now. I decided to use this topic this morning to ask question. My son English, my translator to Yoruba as much as I can. Do we want our own country? Ǹjẹ́ a fẹ́ ìlú tiwa? Ǹjẹ́ a fẹ́ gba orílẹ̀-èdè tiwa náà tá à ń sọ yìí? Do we? Àwọn wo ni mò ń bá sọ̀rọ̀? Èmi Ọláyọmí Kóìkì, Mr. Wasiu, ìyá wa Dáìró, ìyá mi Beauty Àmọ̀pé àtàwọn fámílì wọn, Ọmọbọ́lájí Abdullahi, Azeez, Yonkan, Yorùbá Nimi Group, Ìfẹ́lódùn, Kentos, Olóyè Ìgbòho, Bàbá Kítóyè. Do we want our own country? Ǹjẹ́ a fẹ́ orílẹ̀-èdè tiwa? Tony Ages. That is the first question. Do we want our own country? Bàbá mi John Ogundele, wọ́n ti darapọ̀ mọ́ àwọn ti gbé ní UK rí dáadáa. I play video wọn. Tàbá tó ní time, I play díẹ̀ lálẹ́. Video kan tí wọ́n grant interview. Do we want our own country? Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin grandma. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin youth. Grandma ni yes, we want our own country. Àwọn tó kò dáhùn bí àwọ̀ fẹ́ country. Do we want our own country? That is a question. You can say you don't want Yoruba nation. Pé yí Nàìjíríà ló fẹ́, wàá ṣàlàyé fún mi kí ló ń pè Nàìjíríà. But let's stick to àwa tá fẹ́ country tiwa. Mr. Sunday Kayode ni, I want it. I want Yoruba country. Kẹ́kẹ́ Okus ní èmi fẹ́ o. Ìyá mi bí jà mọ̀ pé èmi ò lè máa ṣe wàhálà kí n máa gbọ́ yín, kí n máa náwó, kí n má tún wá lè sọ pé mo ò fẹ́. It's a question. The next question again is, what role are you going to play? Kí ni ipa tí wọ́n máa kó nínú ẹ̀? Kò ṣe dandan ni kí gbogbo èèyàn dáwó. Ǹjẹ́ wọ nínú kọ̀rọ̀ ẹ at your own time nígbà tó ń ṣàdúrà fún ìdílé ẹ, ǹjẹ́ ò ń ṣàdúrà pé ilẹ̀ Yorùbá tá à ń jà fún ẹ̀ kó tètè wá ní kíákíá? What role are you going to play to make it come true? Ipa wo ló máa kó láti lè jẹ́ kí ìrìn àjò Yorùbá nation wá sí ìmúṣẹ? Gbogbo wa kọ́ la máa play same role, but gbogbo wa la máa work together collectively to make it happen. Gbogbo wa la máa come together to make it happen. A lè fi dá èèyàn kan, kò possible. It has to be a collective effort. Kí ni mo kí Anjorin náà ẹ má bínú pé ó pẹ́ kí n tó ka kọ́mẹ́ǹtì gbogbo yín because mo realize pé cross post ní Facebook so èyí tó bá wà níwájú ni màmá rí. Mo kí àwa Táíwò Kíkẹ́ wọ́n ní yes we want our country. Ìyá mi Táíwò Kíkẹ́ náà sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Prince Adébáyọ̀ Shitu wọ́n ní we can hear you now. Ayọ̀mí Kúdámíjù ní ohun tí pè mí òkè òun ló ń pè lẹ́ẹ̀kan pé Mr. Koiki kò sí ọ́díò nínú kan tẹ́ ń play. That was when we started the broadcast. Ẹ ṣé gan ni brother mi. Mo tètè notice ni. Apologies once again. Lára àwọn staff tí mo ń sanwó fún l'Amẹ́ríkà làwọn. Kò sí news tó bá fẹ́ lọ l'Amẹ́ríkà. Tá ò bá ti rí lórí Koikimedia, á mọ̀ pé mo ti pick ẹ̀ ní á pè mí Koiki. News báyìí wà l'Amẹ́ríkà. Mo ní àwọn freelance tán kì í gba owó lọ́wọ́ mi. But àwọn tó wà Nàìjíríà gbọ́dọ̀ sanwó fún wọn. Ayọ̀mí kún àwọn oníṣẹ́ tó dá lọ́wọ́. Òun gbọ́dọ̀ tún fẹ́ mi lówó ni. Ẹ jẹ́ ká stick to the question tá ń béèrè. Màá wá ka gbogbo ẹ̀tàn lẹ́ẹ̀kan all together. Do we want our own country? Ó yẹ kí question mark wà níbẹ̀ yẹn. What role are you going to play to make it come true? Another question mark. Ó di méjì. It is time for us all. Mr. Okekayode ní Yoruba nation is a must. Is a must, but what role are we going to play to make it become reality? Ara role yẹn náà ni gbogbo engagement tá à ń ṣe in the last 5 years of this campaign. Campaign ló difficult jù, but when the reality comes through, many people will enjoy it. But when the campaign is going on, many people might disagree with it. Ìwé ṣe yẹn kò jẹ́ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀. I disagree, àgbà. And there will be all manners of different things that will come through. One of them was Dupe Onitiri when she came through. We all took her on board until we realized that àwọn tó tètè sense wọ́n rí pé but our tá late láti sense, we now realize that she was just another distraction. She has no role to play. But ó náà ṣì ń play role yẹn lọ because ó náà ti gba country fún wọn. Ṣé bàbá mi Son Odu ẹ ṣé gan for the super chat. Wọ́n ní kí kọfí mu coffee ni o, kò ń ṣe owó kan tó coffee. Ó yẹ ṣé coffee náà lẹ́yìn náà máa ń pè ní America. Coffee ẹ ṣé gan ni mo dúpẹ́. The role that we will play láti lè jẹ́ kí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá wá sáyé. Ǹjẹ́ àwọn tó wà ní top tó ń control government lénìí, ǹjẹ́ àwọn náà ní role pé wọ́n fi play pé kí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá wá sáyé? Though àwọn sọ pé àwọn play role nínú Nàìjíríà. Ǹjẹ́ mọ̀ pé family Saraki wà lára àwọn ó ní fídíò kan tó send sí mi lánàá. Igwe James Muke, family Saraki. Do you know that they are number 8, if I'm right, in the video that was sent to me that I watch on Instagram? The title and the 25 richest Nigerians. Okay, this is how it said. 25 richest family in Nigeria. Ìyá mi Rúkà àtọmọ mi ó tó jọ́ mẹ́ta. Báwo ni family man? 25 richest family in Nigeria. Do you want me to play it so that you can listen to the names? Ìyá mi dá irú ni àwọn sọ fọ́kọ àwọn nínú ilé. I'm sure ọ̀pọ̀ ọmọ máa bá wọn jà nígbà yẹn pé kí ló mean by that? Because a lot of us did not see her as a liar. But àwọn kan rí from the nitty-gritty pé irọ́ woman yìí kankan right. But mo ń bọ̀ lọ́dọ̀ tiẹ̀. The 25 richest family in Nigeria. The question is, níbo ni wọ́n ti rí owó wọn? Ṣé ká play ká kọ̀ gbọ́? Tẹ bá ní kí n play máa play. 25 richest family in a country of, I mean, there's nothing wrong to have rich family and billionaires across the world. We have them around the world. But we know what they produce or what they invent. Kí làwọn eléyìí invent? Kí ni nǹkan tó produce? What they have used is Nigeria láti fi dìde. Nigeria làwọn fi dìde ló fi ń pè wọ́n ní the 25 richest family. Somebody sent that to me. It is time we end it before it is too late. There's no doubt about it anymore. Mo ń gbọ́ Arise News èyí tó ṣe ní bí àjẹta or few days ago nípa Henry Nwosu. Ẹ mọ̀ pé òun ni chairman INEC during the 1993. Àwọn ọmọ Igbo tó wà ní house tó wá láti South East, ẹ mọ̀ pé ọmọ Igbo lòun, ìyẹn Henry Nwosu. Wọ́n ní kó fún ní, whatever, like recognition. Gbogbo àwọn tọ́jọ́ ṣe June 12 náà lọ ti recognize tán, but wọ́n recognize tọ̀dọ̀ tàwọn. So they are asking that it needs to be recognized. But apparently, àwọn kan disagree. Now, these are things that you ask yourself. If it was an independent country, automatically they would all agree. But yes, let us give this person what we believe its value for this person. But the fact that wọ́n gbé síwájú Yorùbá, Igbo, Hausa, Fulani, Ijaw, in the midst of all these senators and House of Reps, àwọn kan náà wọ́n agree pẹ̀lú ẹ̀. Whereas mo ń gbọ́ analysis tí Àbàtì ń sọ pé but the same people tí wọ́n jọ ṣe June 12, àwọn kan tẹ̀ sá lọ, ẹ ti fún wọn ní, ẹ ti recognize wọn. Kí ló dé tẹ̀ sì fi recognize eléyìí náà? It shows that there is a distrust and a disunity among us, but we are all pretenders. Nígbà táwọn ò lè totally agree in the house on something that ó ń ṣojú báyìí tí gbogbo èèyàn ti rí pé okay, ẹ ti fáwọn kan ní recognition. Even gan Babangida gan sef ẹ fún ní recognition. Babangida tó dá gbogbo ẹ̀rù. Wọ́n níyàn 42 ló ń wò wá, àwọn 17 péré ni wọ́n click on thumbs up. Bí àwọn tó kù ò mọ ibi tó wà, ẹ bá wa check. Ẹ̀gbọ́n Táméjì sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan pé kí ni wọ́n ń jà fún ní Rivers State? The politicians are not fighting for anything more than their own pocket. Ẹnu politician láti gbọ́. I can take you back again to that video one more time. Òun ṣì níwájú mi, ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́. Okay, mo ti mute, ẹ jẹ́ gbọ́.
Africa Link. Today we are honored to have the former governor of Rivers State, Rotimi Chibuike Amechi. He was also once Speaker of the National Assembly in Rivers State. Now, Governor, thank you so much and welcome. But we see that you were born in Rivers State and your state seemed to be burning. What's happening in Rivers State?
Okay, so the fight between the former governor of Rivers State and the FCT minister and the current governor is about sharing money.
What more can you add to? Ṣé àwa fẹ́ mọ Amechi ju Amechi lọ ni? He was a one-time governor of Rivers State, that same state. He was a one-time minister. Under his nose, Nigerians died. under his belt as a mini. Oh, yẹ kó wà ní prison by now, Amechi. Do you know that the reason why there's a I don't think some of us understand that. Let me take you back to train protests. Don't lower. I don't want to remind us because this was 4 weeks ago on Al Jazeera. Enter our Instagram. Omar cut off. But we're gonna come back. So please do not go anywhere. We have about 22 seconds left. Thousands of people are protesting in Serbia to honor railway station disasters and victims. Do you know how many people died? 15. That number is less than the numbers of Nigerians that died when Amechi was a minister for transport. And Nigerians have just gone quiet because we are not one. The Yorubas are not ready to protest because it is not their own business. The Igbos might want to protest, but they will say they are terrorists. The Fulanis are not interested because they are the one that did the havoc. The Hausas will not protest because it is not their own portion. Ẹ má bínú ẹ̀ tẹ́ try láti pè mí nígbà tí audio jáde. Brother mi mo rí ẹ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. I do apologize. You were the one calling, but the phone was very busy. Mo kí gbogbo èèyàn wa. So why am I trying to bring these? There was heavy gunfire that took place yesterday in Abuja, a clash between the Shiite and the Nigerian security. It will just be a matter of time before everything explodes. Moke, brother me, Aziz Shakiru. Ama Uche, Koiki, I think we have to come together to fight for our dear freedom. There's no doubt about it. Moki, Mr. Jamil Laba. Serbia have been demonstrating Latin November last year. Demonstrations have gathered momentum in Serbia since 15 people in a railway station accident in November 2024, according to the report from Al Jazeera. Thousands stood in silence for 15 minutes in the southern city of Niš in Serbia to commemorate those killed in a railway station disaster in November 2024 in a student-led protest that has grown. Let me give you this. The student-led protest àwọn student tó dìde. Okay, somebody said there's something wrong again. I think so because my TV is frozen. I can still see myself, but my TV has gone frozen. I'm not sure what is going on the YouTube. And Tebashin Rimilori YouTube, can you just indicate on the backup? It looks like I've gone frozen on my TV as well. All right, let's go in and out. 1 minute. Be on my rectify problem here. Let's see. 1 minute. Are you sure you want to stand this? No, we don't want to stop it. We just want to go out of it and come back. All right, let's see if it's back. Boom. Something seems to be frozen out of it. Let's see. It could be a network glitch. I think it's back again. I think it should be back. I think it's back. So, what we have witnessed in Nigeria is that it has taken the glory of the indigenous people within these fake. Yeah, it is back now. I should go, Mr. Sunday Coyote. So, what we are trying to do now is to say, moving forward, we can't trust our politicians to decide again on our behalf. We cannot trust them. They have failed us. Mokia Masbi, Carol, báwo ní Africa, and ìpẹ́rẹ́ alágbára Ọlọ́run again, láìpẹ́ láì jìnnà. We can no longer trust our politicians with our lives. There are many things that, like I said, going back to the 25 richest Nigerians, 25 richest Nigerians, how did they make their money? 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 The time is ripe for us to call it a shot. 25 richest Nigeria. Like I said, I don't want to play it, but I can tell you that the Tinubu family is there as well. The same Tinubu that left Nigeria with no penny. And within a very short space of time, Tinubu not the one of the richest family in Nigeria. Hallelujah. The Salonos family. Let me just be giving you their names because they come on the video, so I don't want this video to bounce back on our channel. So ma come afuni orukan as I have it here. Let's start from the beginning. 25 richest family, the Indimi family, the Salonmi family, the Benedict family, the Ibeto family, the Alakija family, the Agbaje family, the Elumelu family, the Ovia family, the Adeleke family, the Danjuma family, the Otto family, the Abiola family, the Adenuga family, the Otedola family, the Igbinedom family, the Folawiyo family, the Saraki family, the Tinubu family, the Tejuosho family, the Fajomirokun family, the Dantata family, the Okoya family, the Hebrew family, the Bridge family, the Rabiu family. These are all part of the 25 richest family in Nigeria. The question is, if we go back and check all this family, Nigeria and Google Figberi, they didn't create anything, because at least going through all the list, tí n bá tẹ̀ sọ fẹ́yìn náà pé àwọn eléyìí olè ni wọ́n làwọn fámìlì, ẹ̀yin náà mọ ohun tó jẹ́ olè láàrin wọn. And they have suppressed millions of Yoruba people, and it is time that we call it a shot and ask question that no, and they continue by. Mr. Adebanjo ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ pé ṣé Koikimedia ní péjì yìí? Ìwé mi náà lẹ́ ń wò yìí. Ibi life lẹ́ ń wò. "25 richest family that create nothing more than use Nigeria to rise up." Ìyẹn lọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Let's come back quickly. The program is just 2 hours long, and we're already into the first hour. Mo kí gbogbo èèyàn wa. Everybody wants unity in a country where there's no unity. Mo kí Mr. Jimmy. Good morning. We're 1 hour left into the program. And I want to go back to the good news from Professor Adebanji Akintoye one more time. Mo kí Professor Akintoye for leading this movement in the direction that we want it to be. We are very grateful to have him, and we are very pleased that he is the one leading it as an historian. He is the best man to lead it, and we're grateful to have as many generals that are working around the clock with him. One of them is Oloyegbowo, architect George Akinola, Iyajagun, and many of those that we mention their names or not. Kayode Mola, the YSDM, the financial secretary. Ẹni tó ì tí dáwó sí ẹ wá ràn mí hàn. Ẹ má yẹ kó wà late, ẹ bá wa dáwó síbẹ̀. Very important. Money is vital to help this particular cause of the movement. Mo kí ẹni tó ń gbọ́ wa lórí Mixlr. You can donate through the local currency or through the website of the YSDM, which is called www.ysdm.org. From there, you click on the donate button and you can make your own contribution. No matter how small, every penny is needed. And that is also you, according to the topic tonight, you are playing your role. Everybody will play different role. I am playing a role. Does not mean a role láti play. And we will achieve this freedom. The Biafra will go. The country cannot stop the Biafra, neither can they stop the Ijaw people. There's no amount of lies that their politicians in the Southeast will tell their own. It's just a matter of when the whole country will collapse. And nobody can stop it. Nigeria will eventually die. And I pray it finally die this year, 2025. That is one of my prayer and wish. That this country called Nigeria will finally die. And it must die because it has held us backwards as Biafrans, Ijaw people, and all the different ethnic groups. 500 languages, 350 different ethnic groups living under one roof is a disaster. Separate borders is in the interest of everybody now. So let's quickly read from the last part of this transmission tonight, because we are exactly an hour into the broadcast. My name is OLAYOMI KOIKI, and you're listening to the Koikimedia, bringing the world closer to your doorstep as we continue to educate and tell Nigerians that 2027 election is not the solution. All we need to prepare for now is Tinubu to divide the country. If not, the crisis and the chaos will start. Yesterday, if you're not aware, some of you think that it will be the Biafra or the Yorubas that will start the crisis. There was a fight, serious fight between the military and the Shiite in Abuja yesterday. Small little spark more, things could go the other way around. It could be the Ijaw, it could be the Yorubas, it could be the Biafra. It just could be even the Nigerians that are ranting right now. They are very upset. I want to break Nigeria. They want to remain Nigeria and they're ranting. Their ranting can lead to the street. We saw a little bit of that in Ondo State, I think yesterday, if I'm right as well, if not day before, where the student blocked the road. Nigeria is sitting on the keg of gunpowder. It will explode. This 2025, there will be earthquake in Nigeria. I'm not talking about the normal earthquake, but there will be all kind of manners of earthquake. Nobody will be able to stop it. You will not be able to go to work. A lot of activities will be shut down. The Ijaw people will not still be happy that under a democracy, Tinubu has removed their governor. You don't know what they are cooking underneath. Those in the creeks will shut down more of the pipeline. Nigeria will lose revenue. Nigeria will die in 2025. That is my prayer. And Yoruba land will come up, Biafra land will come up, Ijaw land will come up, and the rest of the people, Nigeria oxygen will be removed. You will not be able to go to work. Most of you that are looking at me are saying, shut up. Activities will completely grounded. The DSS would not be able to do much. People will fight back. As they are fighting in Indonesia. It's a military regime in Indonesia. I don't think you understand what is a military regime, but they're fighting back. There's a long protest going on in Turkey. Erdogan has been there for 20 years. They're telling him now to go. Tinubu will not be able to use his military to stop what is coming. It will try, but there will be a lot of bloodshed. It will be worse than most of the things that we have ever witnessed, and Nigeria will still end, and Tinubu can end up being in the prison, and he might die in the prison. It has been done before. It's up to him to allow that not to happen and divide this country now. Continue to say it will not happen, that we are ranting on social media. There are many stakeholders in Nigeria right now that all want different things. Showore is just one stakeholder. Revolution now. The country is sitting on a serious problem. And the politicians think they have the strength of the masses. Your House of Assembly will be completely shut down. There will be a lot of destructions if care is not taken across the country. We are waiting, but those waiting might be too late. So those of you in the power, continue to live in denial. You think your security men with their weapon will be able to stop what is coming. All the military barracks across the state will not be able to stop it. Nigeria doesn't have enough security personnel to stop 200 million people when they go wild. They will not be able to. The international community this time around will not be able to rescue the federal government. This is not a Biafra war anymore. It is now a war between every indigenous people that are saying they've had enough from the jungle and everybody wants to go their separate ways. This is Koikimedia at exactly 2:53 a.m. the 29th of March 2025 from my studio in London. My name is OLAYOMI KOIKI. As we continue to ask the question of the topic from tonight's broadcast that has been going on for the last an hour, as we move to the last hour. Do we want our own country? Injofe Orile-ede Yoruba. Do you want a Biafra country? Do you want an Ijaw country? An Hausa country? What role are you going to play to make it come true? It is time for us all My job is to remind you that the countries that we are mentioning would all rise out of the current Nigeria. President Tinubu will not be able to stop it. If he dare stop it, it will lead to a lot of bloodshed. There are many different other stakeholders that don't want Nigeria to break, but they are not happy with the current structure of Nigeria. Many Nigerians that are ranting today could end up worse than the NSARS and the other event across the country. There are many politicians that will destroy this current administration as we know. We can see it already. There are many protests that they are planning underneath from the north to destabilize the government. So there's all kind of stakeholders. The police in Nigeria do not have the strength to stop it. Buildings could be burnt down, bridges could be destroyed, airport could be destroyed. Why do we need all these? Let's come to the round table and divide this country so that there can be peace. Across the 36 states, everybody is just sitting and waiting to activate. This is not about Biafra. It's not about Yoruba people. It's about Nigerians that are all just waiting. Things can go the other way around. Tinubu will run away. Countries like that, it has happened. Go ask them in Bangladesh. Their prime minister had to be chopped out quickly as the citizens were moving towards the presidential villa. They couldn't stop them. They gave her just 30 minutes to take the little bra and pants that she can take. If otherwise, they can end up taking her out. She could not even use the presidential or convoy. She had to be whisked away by an helicopter. This all happened last year. This is not 10, 15, 20 years ago. We all saw it. Tinubu can be whisked away as well if Nigerians start facing towards Aso Rock. You will not be able to stop them. I can tell you that. This is not about Yoruba nation, it's about Nigerians that are angry. You can feel it in their blood. Bangladesh Prime Minister flees to India as anti-government protesters storm a residence. Shettima and Tinubu will have to be whisked away, and they can end up now become in exile without returning back to any country called Nigeria because it will finally break. Nobody can stop the breakup of Nigeria. Britain cannot. This is not the time that Britain will support Nigeria as they did against the Biafra and the rest of them as Soviet Union did. Russia is no longer in good terms with European countries. So if Nigeria goes into any war now, Russia will be so happy to support anybody behind the scene. Donald Trump cares less about Europe anymore. So they will not get the support of America. Right now, they are pleading with America. America says no. And that is why NATO is working towards preparing 450 million of their residents to prepare for a war, disaster, cyber attack, terrorist attack, because America might not fund NATO again. You think that as Nigeria, that all these I'm talking about, and you remember this broadcast as you remember as many of my previous broadcasts, Koikimedia. If you like pray to Jesus Christ, it will happen. Jesus cannot stop it. Because Jesus is not biased. Muhammad is not biased. Our traditions from every part of these indigenous people are not biased. Nigeria is sitting on a keg of gunpowder. It will explode. And many lives will be lost. But people will be held accountable for those lives because we've won them. Your politicians, from the southwest to the middle belt to the southeast, to the northwest, to the northeast will not be able to run away. They could end up in the prison when new government starts across all these places I've mentioned. If they go on exile, we would ask those countries to return them back. So continue to live in denial. The strength of the masses, you will not be able to stop it. I can tell you many protests that is going on as we speak right now. Active protest. Their government have tried to chase them out of the street. They refuse to. So if you're still one of those in doubt, 22 hours ago on the Guardian newspaper, I have never seen such a clampdown in Istanbul. Turkey democracy is fighting for its life. You're joking with what I'm talking about. You think you are educated, you want to save Nigeria, when the masses are just waiting for the spark. We saw it yesterday in Abuja. Go and watch it. The Shiite against the military. The Nigerian military do not have the strength. Many people will kill each other. That is how it's going to happen. You would think it's a movie that you watch in your house, but it is reality. Tinubu needs to divide Nigeria and stop talking about 2027 because the North will kick his ass. They know he will rig it, but they will destroy Nigeria on his head. They are waiting for him. They will destroy Nigeria on his head. And if care is not taken, Tinubu also can be killed. It's a fact. The Northerners will take him out. We know what they can do. They killed MK Abiola. Tinubu will not be spared. This is a serious discussion. Don't take it as a joke. Tell who needs to be told. Let those politicians in Yoruba land know that we know where they live. People know where they are, where they go to. Just the same across the southeast, the middle belt. People are just sitting back and waiting. Your thugs cannot stop the masses. The masses will rise against your impunity that you've done on them for many years. The chances of election in 2027 now is very, very slim. There might be a civil war in Nigeria. Because the fractions, the fragment of Nigeria is happening on our eyes. My name is OLAYOMI KOIKI, popularly known as Koikimedia. The truth will be said, whether you like it or not. There's an imminent of a war in Nigeria right now. The Northerners will no longer agree with the Southwest. The Southeast will never become the president of Federal Republic of Nigeria. Quote me anywhere. But for the Igbos will continue. The unity is falling apart. The jailing of the president, Erdogan's main political rival, is the low point of a decade-long march towards autocracy, but the protesters aren't done yet in Istanbul. They've thrown pepper spray on them, water cannon, tear gas. But for many days now, the protesters are still very active in Istanbul. What makes you think that it will not happen in Nigeria? That is Istanbul. I've talked about Indonesia, Serbia. Active protest is going on. Nigeria one is just loading. It's a matter of time. Let's quickly finish it off from this point. The Good News Path to Prosperity in Our Orílẹ̀-èdè Yoruba by Professor Adebanji Akintoye. I'm going to go straight to some of the content. It's just a summary. We Yoruba are a nation with proud roots and a proud history. We Yoruba are a nation with a long and proud history according to our very powerful ancient traditions. We Yoruba are the oldest people, or the first of the humans in the world. Those traditions tells us that in the beginning of time, when all the surface of the earth was covered by water, the Creator God sent some heavenly beings to come down and establish life on the earth. Nigeria will be destroyed from top to bottom. It will die. The oxygen will be removed so that the Yoruba people can go back to where we are before Lugard came and forced a fake union on us. We Yoruba have suffered abominably in the independent Nigeria, and we have decided to exit Nigeria. We will go either by force or by peace. The police cannot stop it. The military cannot stop it. Your governors will not be able to stop what is coming. Your deputy governor will not be able to stop it. Your commissioners will not be able to stop it. The commissioner for police across the Yoruba land and across every part of Nigeria for different stakeholders, because everybody is fighting for different things. I'm speaking on behalf of our own. I can't speak on behalf of the Biafra, the Ijaw, or the Nigerians that are ranting. And after 30 days, nobody knows what can end up being. We saw the end SARS. That was just a child's play. This one will be worse than the end SARS. You have pushed the people will react. People are ready to die. Since the time of Nigeria independence in 1960, our being part of Nigeria has been pulling us down, and it will continue to pull us down if we do not allow this country to go down. Nigeria have destroyed the lives of indigenous people. Nigeria itself now needs to be destroyed completely as the British last empire, so that the future of the indigenous people can be bright. From the southeast to the middle belt, to the southwest, to the north. We are beautiful people created very well, but living in one Nigeria, your life will be destroyed. So let's destroy this country and move forward. You will not need to suffer looking for European passport for many decades. You will run a good economy in a civilized society. Nigerian former colonial overlords, the British, laid for Nigeria the foundation of decline and failure by manipulating every goddamn thing. That's what the British are good at. They stole the shit out of India. Over 45 trillion US dollars was stolen from India during the colonial era. The Constitution, from the first to the last, are all fake. From the first to the one that we're using now are all fake constitution. You will not succeed and be successful using that constitution for Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, Ijaw. Population census was rigged by Britain to favor the North. Regional boundaries. The pre-independent election, Awolowo was not given the room to become the first premier or president. As the British was holding the meeting, in Lancaster House. I've been there before outside. I was not allowed to go in. I did a broadcast there many years back. 57, 58, as they were preparing to hand over power back, the British knew that Yoruba people will never be given the power, not even talk about the Southeast. Giving the power to the Yoruba people will be too much for them. Our brain power was just too much for them to hold on to. They decided to rig the first ever election. So whatever election is rigged in Nigeria today is just a copycat from the first one in 1959. We must destroy Nigeria. If not, Nigeria will destroy your lives. Many of you will die trying to save a country that was never won. I pity a lot of you Nigerians that wants to save Nigeria. You will die trying to save it. Ask those that tried to. Their life was taken out. The population census, the regional boundaries, the pre-independent election to establish the small Fulani nation in a position of unassailable dominance over Nigeria. Imagine 6 million people have now dominated 60 million Yoruba people. We are scared now. Fulani kill us in the farm. We can't act back. Fulani kills them in the southeast. They can't act as well. Don't allow them to fool you that they're acting. They can't act. The whole of the north have been destroyed. So why not destroy the country itself? The Fulanis are non-indigenous to Nigeria. They are the least educated people in Nigeria, yet they hold the power in Nigeria today. You can ask the chairman of the APC, Ganjude, is a Fulani man. They're just waiting for Tinubu to complete his tenure and control back the power and destroy everything Tinubu will put in place within 24 hours. All the structures that Tinubu put in place. I pity the Yoruba people that are crying that they should keep Tinubu there forever. Tinubu cannot be there forever. Tinubu doesn't need another term. Divide Nigeria now, you will get the glory across the country. Try 2027, there will be civil war. The Fulanis, like I said, they are non-indigenous to Nigeria. They are the least educated people in Nigeria. They are the mostly nomadic cattle-herding people living in the wild. But they are now moving into every corners of our cities with their cows. We can see it. From Lagos, we can see the cows. In the southeast, we can see the cows. Unable to understand the nature of a modern country, they now embark on making themselves the new colonial overlords of Nigeria and thereby launching Nigeria into a culture of impunity, process, manipulations, massive public corruption. We just heard Amechi said so just a few minutes ago. Fearsome economic decline, many Yoruba businesses destroyed. From the agenda of the Northerners, from the Dangote to the Rabio, dominating the monopoly market, using the same Yoruba Lagos port to enrich themselves. Many of the states have not produced jack shit, yet we are funding this bastard state in the north. This Olori Buruku state that should be destroyed completely. They have nothing to offer apart from sucking us. That's why they will never agree to whatever agenda of a new taxation that Tinubu is trying to put on the table. You can see the message. It's clear. But Tinubu is a stupid. He doesn't understand the game. He thinks he's a smart Yoruba man. They will destroy everything that he has done. And they can even kill him. So whoever knows Tinubu needs to tell him that 2027 is not the solution on the table right now. The solution right now is Nigeria needs to divide. If not, many lives will be lost and Nigeria will still break up. It can be bitter. We pray it doesn't get to that stage, but it is also moving towards that stage right now. Go and look at Abuja yesterday. The Shiite fighting the military. These ones wants to die, just like many Nigerians wants to die, either for those that wants to save Nigeria or for those that now wants to own their country. Continue to hold Nnamdi Kanu. The Biafra will act and they will destroy every part of Nigeria. If you think that being pinned down Simon Ekpa will be the final cause of the Biafra, you're joking. If you think that Igbo being in the exile, Yoruba nation is dead, you better think otherwise. If you think that Showore is still not going to act as is pushing for revolution now, think otherwise. Those that are ranting, they are boiling. Those ranting will come on the street. You that you're looking at me, your businesses and everything will not be able to operate. It might operate, but not in the full scale. Take this as a serious matter. It's not a joke. We are warning and we are pleading with the Yoruba politicians. You will not be able to contain what might come to you. The kings, nobody will listen to them because they failed already. Every Yoruba people believe that all these kings are no longer traditional kings. Most of them were appointed by Tinubu for his own mission, not for the mission of the Yoruba people. So no king will be able to tell Yoruba people what to do anymore. In spite of Nigeria's great wealth of natural and human resources, and though Nigeria became one of the world's largest producer and exporter of petroleum from about 1970, Nigeria's economy has declined relentlessly. By 2018, an international agency classified Nigeria as the home of the most world extreme poverty. We've seen it. Ritual in Yoruba land. Father using the son and the daughter for ritual. Across the country, hunger. Everybody now would do any jack shit just to survive. You can't trust anybody anymore. People will kill you for 500 naira. We've heard it, we've seen it. We thought all these were inside a Yoruba movie, but this is no longer a Yoruba movie. In reality, Ogun State, where I come from, one of the ritualist states across Nigeria, I'm not proud to say it, but it's a fact. Drugs being brought in by the Southeast to destroy everywhere they can destroy. Cocaine moving from every part of Nigeria. All manners of drugs, prostitute. In the office, people will do voodoo just to take you out. All manners of nonsense is happening. Your driver ready to kill you. We've seen it. A new driver brought to a workplace tried to kill his oga and take the car. We've seen housemaid trying to poison their family that she was employed to look after so that she can steal the dollar in the house. You could be the next victim. I told you about a young boy that was knocked down. A tech guru employed 40 Nigerians working in Nigeria and abroad. Died on the 4th of March in Lagos, Victoria Island, riding his motorbike back home. Hit by another vehicle because they said he has a right of way. I tell you, do not attempt to say you have a right of way in Nigeria. Nobody has a right of way. It's a jungle. You will die if you try to say you have a right of way. This young Yoruba boy or man died on the 4th of March. May so rest in peace. They're looking for justice for Mohbad. But we never got justice for Tolulokpa Rotile that was killed by the Fulanis inside the Nigerian Air Force Base in Kaduna. Delegiwa was killed by Babangida. He never told us that in his book. Fela mother was thrown by the unknown soldier, just like they wanted to kill Igboho on the 1st of July 2021. 2 people died. Nigeria will kill you if we do not kill Nigeria now. You will die trying to save this shithole country. Jumoke Oyeleke was shot dead on the 3rd of July during a Yoruba peaceful rally in Lagos by a Yoruba police officer, Odumosu, as the commissioner then, taking charge from the same nomadic Fulani people. Bamishe Anyanwola was stripped naked and thrown out of the BRT bus inside a Butemeta bridge. Stripped naked, body part removed. Sanwo-Olu, the idiot Olori Buruku bomb bastard governor, refused to visit the family. But they are crying now that Ajimobi's daughter died. Nobody cried when Anyanwola are still asking for who killed their daughter. This is a safe place in Lagos, but it is never safe. All manners of atrocity will continue. You will die trying to save Nigeria. You will die. I can assure you that. Death will come to you if we do not destroy this country that British brought a force on every single one of us. That is their last empire and it must be destroyed. We thought that in 2018 there was extreme poverty. Go to every cities and town and see poverty, you will cry. Today, in 2024, leading person in the management of the Nigerian former governor of the Nigerian Central Bank, serving minister in Nigerian federal government, etc., are publicly admitting that the Nigerian economy has collapsed. But the idiot Nigerians think that they can do well in Nigeria. Even those that are doing Yahoo Yahoo, police will still kill you because they want to access your iPhone. Some of you are not Yahoo Yahoo, but you have all been tagged as criminals. Innocent, strong, hardworking young men and women. A lawyer was shot dead in 2024, 23 if I'm right. Bolanle Rahim. She just went to buy pizza. She's a lawyer. She had a twins baby in her 40s. Shot by another crazy police officer with a Nigerian gun. Many of you will be harassed, and if you dare say anything, police will kill you and dump your body next to the bush, and your family will think that you are still somewhere safe. Nigeria is a death trap, and you will die if you want to save it. Let us break away from Nigeria and let everybody go back and deal with their criminal politicians. All over the country, the poverty is fearfully visible. In this early month of 2024, last year, up to now, in the enormous and increasing numbers of beggars in the street, a Yoruba have now turned to beggars. We thought the Alimajiris were the beggars. A Yoruba man dressed smartly will come close to you and beg. We have now turned the social media to beggy. I want to feed my child. Can you give us 1,000? Most of them has OPay account until I was able to understand that the OPay account is just where you can quickly get 2,000 naira. Nobody will charge you as long as it's going from OPay to OPay. Crazy country, bastard country, Olori Buruku country, the country that British created for themselves, not for us. We will destroy it if it doesn't destroy itself. It's just a matter of time. Bomb bastard. Mad people all over the place. Let's continue. All over the country, the poverty is fearfully visible in this early month in the enormous and increasing numbers of beggars on the street, in the large numbers of businesses that have closed down and are still closing down, in the length of dilapidated main road. Don't tell me about that because I witnessed it traveling to Ekiti this year, February. You will die on those roads if you're not careful. And many people have died. In the collapse of electricity, band hay, many people using it cannot even turn on their AC. In the decline of quality of education, that was what killed Rachel Okpadele during the Olori Buruku evil Buhari that shut down the polytechnic and university. She decided to look for a part-time job in an hotel that Mr. Gbenga Olabi, an American base that returned back, a Yoruba man precisely, after all the work abroad, brought money back to invest in Ogbomosho, but was kidnapped the same day he arrived from Maryland. The body was returned back. Yes, he never survived it. Ransom was paid, but they killed him. They killed Rachel Okpadele. Rachel Okpadele would have been alive if university was still operating. But because she doesn't want to go into prostitution like most of your criminal women right now are doing, sleeping with all kind of dogs just to survive, she died. If you dare tell me we save Nigeria, it no go better for your papa, your mama, one is shorire. Death will come to your house. Bomb bastard all over the place. May the soul of Rachel Okpadele continue to live. And many that died, like Dr. Chinelo. She was just 42 hours or thereabout to exit Nigeria to Canada. She died on the train attack by the terrorist Fulani in Abuja. If you dare tell me to shut up, it no go better for your whole generation. Idiot all over the place. Nigeria will be destroyed. Just a matter of time. In the massive unemployment, Yoruba graduates, no jobs. They've turned to they've turned them to thugs. Agbero, as Tinubu created them in Lagos. Young men that will be very active. Yoruba with masters, BSc, secondary school, no education, but got a lot of training, but they have no jobs. They are roaming around the whole of Southwest, trying to japa to any country without even knowing the consequence of some of those countries. They end up being used as slaves when they get to Libya or most other African countries. I have somebody that just did a transit. Be careful when you're going through with Air Morocco. I'm warning you Nigerians that are looking for cheap tickets, especially in Taiwan diaspora. This is not a joke. I had somebody that have just arrived back home just less than 48 hours, 72 hours now. I told him, do not take Air Morocco. He did not listen to me. Trying to save money. Be careful with all these shit old African airlines that have no respect for Nigerians because they don't see you as humans. They will respect you from London, but as soon as you touch into their country, they will tell you we don't speak English. Do not enter Air Morocco. I'm not joking. This is somebody that just arrived back home. I told him not to use it. He has now said he will never dare go through Air Morocco again. I'm only Buruku airline. Bomb bastards. When I talk on this platform, you don't take it, you will be one day be lucky if, imagine they have to take them through some other airspace. Unemployment, the total collapse of that Olori Buruku Nigerian currency is depreciating like that every single day. I think as at yesterday is 2025 naira to a pound. The naira in the world exchange market, in the persistent four-digit inflation, the flight of hundreds of thousands of educated youth to other countries, in the increasing numbers of the youth suicide. I saw a young boy commit suicide. Terrible. Go look at it. It's online. He cried for help. Nobody listened because we all missed that tweet. I didn't see the tweet. But according to Dr. Favor, I think online says the tweet was there for a couple of weeks until this guy just said, you know what, take it out. Increased numbers of youth suicide in a massive crowd of hungry protesters in all parts of the country, etc. We Yoruba are deeply sunk and we are sinking deeper and deeper into all this poverty. It is time to stop it now before it is too late. Don't have any pity for Nigeria. The word Nigeria. The land is Yoruba land. The land is Igbo land. The land is Hausa land. The land is Ijaw land. Nigeria was only added on top of it in 1914 by the criminal Britain. We will destroy it if it does not leave us alone. You that are enjoying it now, you will stop to enjoy it because that resources belongs to Yoruba people. Every one of us own it. Bomb bastard, you do not own it alone. It will be taken from you. Just a matter of time. It's a matter of time. Okay? All these white people that you think own it, they will run away. When their country realize that there's crisis, they will bring their warship, they will park it on the sea, they will be asking us to give them room to remove their people, and they will leave us alone to either kill ourselves or sort it out peacefully. But there will never be a Nigeria again. I can assure you that. Because people are burning inside. From the north to the northwest, where IDP camps, people, imagine Nigerians living in IDP camps for years. Some of them have been living in IDP camps for more than 10 years. They don't have a serious home. In addition, since 2015, the Fulani greatly by their success in dominating Nigeria have embarked on an agenda aimed at conquering the subjugation of the other Fulani people into Nigeria. We confidently avoid objective of turning all of Nigeria into a Fulani homeland. In the storm of this violence since 2015, hundreds of thousands of Nigerians have been killed, including many as estimated 29,000 Yoruba people. Thank you so much, those of you that are listening. This is Koikimedia Live at exactly 3:32 a.m. This particular broadcast and the VN that we are recording. If you come across this voice note, share it to your pastor, your imam, and tell them that Nigeria must be destroyed. We are not praying for Nigeria anymore. We are praying for Yoruba land. We will pray for Biafra land. We will pray for Hausa land, Ijaw land. Whoever is praying for Nigeria, it no go better for you. Any shoriri, bomb bastard, mad people all over the place. The Nigeria that your parents prayed for 64 years, nothing came out of it apart from death and poverty. Yoruba farmers have been forced to abandon farming altogether, and agricultural economy of the Yoruba nation has been almost totally destroyed by one particular set of group of people, the Fulanis, thereby fostering terrible food insecurity on Yoruba people for years and years to come. And they'll tell you, we will only eat tomato and pepper from the north. Since more and more of the marauding Fulani are still being brought from over southwest, the killings, the destructions of our farms, the villagers, the kidnapping, go and ask people in Akure. They are crying every day. Go and ask people in Ogun State. They are crying every day. Yesterday during the broadcast, a friend in Canada that the friend was kidnapped on the 16th of March, paid Fulani terrorists 10 million naira. We have now started paying them so that they can release our people. 10 million naira was paid before they can release him. They become more powerful and harmed. Time is coming. We will chase them out. It's just a matter of time. We Yoruba people have been intensively devastated by all this deepening disaster of Nigeria. Nigeria is a disaster. It is not when there is aircraft disaster that you say there's a disaster. Nigeria is a disaster. It's a British Empire that's a disaster, and we will end that disaster by fire, by force. Who go die, go die. Who go survive, go survive. The rest will enjoy it. As Nigeria retrogrades on all fronts, it dragged Yoruba land down with it. Imagine, the country is going down and it wants to drag us down. We saw the Bodija bomb blast. Where is Seyi Makinde, Olori Buruku governor, that now says he has endorsed Sharia in Yoruba land? It no go better for you and your papa, Seyi Makinde, but be onishorire to ba ti ku, iye onishorire, for trying to put Yoruba people in danger by bringing in Sharia. Mad people all over the place. Are we Saudi Arabia? Are we Iran? Are we Afghanistan? That you want to enforce Sharia in Yoruba land? It's a matter of time. There will not be peace until Yoruba are free. It's just a matter of time. You will kill as many people, but you also will not survive it. It's just a matter of time. Yoruba people once again have been intensively devastated by all this deepening disaster of Nigeria. As Nigeria retrogrades on all fronts, is also dragging down with it Yoruba land. Moreover, particularly, the policies and the actions aimed against Yoruba further hurt Yoruba interest. The military dictator seized important Yoruba assets. Even the Yoruba that owns the Nigerian house has been converted to Nigerian house. It was owned and bought by Yoruba government during the regional government of Babawolowo. Today they call it Nigerian High Commission in London. Once again, you're listening and watching Koikimedia Live, bringing the world closer to your doorstep as we are all preparing you for how the oxygen that is operating in Nigeria will be removed one day. It is not going to be long anymore. I can assure us all, because every Nigerians now that are stakeholders are all demanding for something. Let's go swiftly because I have just about 20 minutes to the end of the broadcast. The military dictatorship seized important Yoruba assets that Yoruba people had created in the Western region in the 1950s, from schools, hospitals that had been established by the state government, private agency, individual Yoruba persons, and that had enjoyed very competent management by their founders, the Yoruba Cocoa Export Management System, the Yoruba Radio and Television Institution, and proudly universities that we Yoruba people built in Ile-Ife, even the Yoruba Regional Sports Stadium. Most of these assets were then poorly managed or deliberately neglected and left to decline and perished. Even though our Yoruba region continued to command most of the Nigeria crumbles economy, ever-intensifying poverty became the lot of most Yoruba people. The most visible and most painful part of the poverty was the devastating neglect of the Yoruba youth. Most of them are now on colos, prostitute, yahoo, all manners of crimes, especially ritualists. They think that they cut somebody's head, they cook it in the house, turn it to powder and drink it. That will make them rich. Bomb bastards. They think that if they take all these beautiful sisters of ours and kill them, as we saw in Ilorin, that young boy that chopped that girl to pieces and sold all kind of parts. Some of the parts end up in Ibadan. Imagine, from Ilorin. Somebody order human part as if I'm ordering something on eBay that get delivered to my house. Because of the destructions of the economy, countless thousands of the Yoruba youth, most of them graduates of universities and colleges, pile up year after year as unemployed with the federal government and the federally controlled state government doing nothing to help. Many of the youth manage to flee other countries. Many try to reach Europe by crossing the Sahara Desert and Mediterranean Sea, and some of them perish regularly in the desert. They never reach their destination. Even though some of them, their parents think they already arrived in Europe. They don't know, say their body is already gone, the dust in the desert or in the water that the fish has turned to food. Some of the youth who were stuck in Nigeria plunged into crime, courts, drug abuse. The quality of Yoruba political leadership rapidly crashed too, as many Yoruba leaders were sucked into the insensitive and horribly undemocratic governance. Election rigging is part of their business. From Tinubu downwards to Atiku to Obasanjo, they are all criminal politicians that knows how to rig. From your governors to the past and present, from Fayose to Amosun, to Dakpabiodun, to Sanwo-Olu, Sanwo-Oku, they are all part of the criminal network that rig election. They are riggers. They know how to do it very well. So they don't want a country where you can electronically vote without reaching the polling booth. But the worst finally came under the Fulani man called Muhammadu Buhari, dead or alive. That was the president from 2015 to 2023. Under President Buhari, the Fulani agenda over Nigeria became very matured. Fearfully, it was advanced with two initiatives and from two directions. The highest objective of the Fulani agenda is that the Fulani must conquer all indigenous people of Nigeria, turn indigenous homeland into one Fulani homeland, enslave all the indigenous peoples. The success achieved by the agenda are already staggering. Dr. Malafia told us. T.Y. Danjuma warned us. First, the Fulani have succeeded greatly in propagating a doctrine among the masses of uneducated and poor Fulani people of all West Africa, the doctrine that Allah has given all the land of Nigeria to the Fulani nation that has never had a homeland, and that the Fulani are to possess it by conquest. Hundreds of thousands of Fulani from most countries of West Africa, influenced by this propaganda, have now relocated to Nigeria. That's why we can pay them ransom. Ransom was paid, according to my brother from Canada, that his best friend was kidnapped in Kogi State on the 16th of March this year. 10 million. Kudos to Yoruba people, innit? We are paying ransom to Fulani terrorists on our land because we can't fight them back. Our hands are full up. We are cowards. But the time is coming. Hundreds of thousands of Fulani from most countries of West Africa, influenced by this propaganda, have now relocated to Nigeria to partake in the conquest and the violent possession of Nigeria. It is phenomenal propaganda success. President Buhari directly aided this success by announcing that people are free to come to Nigeria from any part of Africa without a passport or entry visa, a coded message to the masses of illiterate Fulani folks. The masses of the Fulani Mujahideen, militarized masses of poor folks that have been brought to Nigeria, serve as the foot soldiers of the violent conquest initiative, spreading all over Nigeria, killing, maiming, destroying farm villages, raping women, kidnapping people, extorting ransom, forcing countless farmers to abandon farming, seizing, renaming villages all over Nigerian Middle Belt, establishing hideout in countless forests like we saw in Osun State in December. And there is the government-based aspect of the Fulani agenda. This is the domain of the Fulani men and women who, from the position in the President Buhari administration, including this administration of Tinubu, set themselves the duty of filing almost all key positions. Tinubu is trying to chuck them out now, but they are waiting for Tinubu to complete his tenure so they can chuck out again the Yoruba people that Tinubu put there. Whether it's the DSS that you're enjoying now, the custom, whoever Tinubu put there, they will kick their ass out when Tinubu is out of power. Stupid Olori Buruku Yoruba people cannot understand this. Enjoy it, but Tinubu doesn't need 2027. Divide Nigeria so that we can all have peace. That is how far I can go this morning. Thank you so much once again. Remember, you can reach out to us at info@koikimedia.com. Follow us on all our social media. And my name is OLAYOMI KOIKI. And you've been listening to this VN coming from my studio in London at exactly 3:44 a.m. on the 29th of March 2025. If you come across that VN, it's your responsibility to share it, okay? I think that is how far we can take it. It's almost 3 minutes before 2 hours, like we promised you. We don't want to make it 2 hours more than that because I now need to make my way to bed. Our grace of the show, Mr. Nuruddin Mukinyo. Thank you to my Biafra that have also joined us along the line. We appreciate you and we hope that you will not forget Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa. And we pray that peace will come into the movement because there's a lot of shit going on inside your movement right now. But we pray that things will return back to normality as quickly as possible. My name again is OLAYOMI KOIKI. You've never donated to a platform, you might want to think about it. As a media organization, we need funding to run the operation of this organization. I'm not your blogger, neither I'm not your own, all these Nigerian media. We are the truth sayer and we will say it as it is. If they like, make them like it. If they don't like me, I'm not your TVC, neither I'm not your Arise or your all this criminal network. But one thing is, we will push everything to prepare the minds of millions of our people against the violence that Nigeria has done against them. For night vigil. When the call is going to come, you will have to come out. I am also preparing to join you very soon. Yoruba will be free, Biafra will be free, Ijo will be free, Hausa will be free, Nigeria will be destroyed. Nigeria will become something that will be talking as a case study. We'll be explaining to the future generation that when we were in Nigeria, this is things we're doing, but this now is we're not knowing it. It will be in history, and it will happen, and everybody knows that. And for those of you that still want to save Nigeria, it no go better for your papa, it no go better for your mama, your generation, it no go better for them because your generation before you suffer in Nigeria. So I don't know why you want to